Hi guys, this is Tim with InflatableOffice, and I'm going to give you another daily tip to get your business where you want it for when things return to normal, so you can make up as much revenue as you can as fast as you can. So today we're going to go through a little bit more about Google My Business. And again, this is pretty simple stuff, and a lot of you may already have done it. If so, if anyone has questions, please post on this video. And anyone who knows how to answer those questions, feel free to jump in. You don't have to wait for us to answer them. So I'm going to start here by sharing my screen with you, and we'll take a look at a kind of a fake Google My Business that I've set up here. The thing that you're going to want to do once you get your Google My Business account first is verify it. They ask you for your address to do that, and I'm not exactly sure what how they do their verification. I think they used to send something in the mail, and then you had to enter a code or whatever. It looks like some of it now may be a little more automatic. I went ahead and tried to verify this post that I'm looking at right here, and at one point it did say verified, and then it started saying that I needed to verify it again. So I'm not exactly sure the process of that. I think it's a lot easier if you have like a real physical location tied to your business. And in many cases, when you start your Google My Business account, they may already know about your business, and verification may be simpler in that case. But anyway, we're in here. So after you've verified it, or once you've started that process, there's a few basic things that you should do, and they kind of take you through a lot of that process here. So completing your listing, so you can add a description, you can add logo to this, and all this is going to make your maps listing show a lot nicer on the website. So anything you can do to fill this out is pretty important. There's also a place to put in your business hours as well. So I don't know, in that case, probably put in your hours for your location, like when you're available, maybe when you're taking phone calls or things like that. I know a lot of you work 24 hours when it comes to booking events, but probably what they're looking for is other things like when you're open for phone, or when people can stop in. Generally, because this is made more for when people can stop in, that's kind of what they're using it for. So it's a little weird for companies like you. So I'm not going to go through everything today because I'm trying to keep these tips short. But what I want to do is look at reviews here. So I think reviews are one of the most important parts of the Google My Business thing. So let's see here. I think there was a review link somewhere here. All right, share review form. So let's click here and see what this. So share via email is probably going to give us. Yeah, it did give me. It brought up an email which you probably can't see, but it gave me a link. So I'm going to copy that link. And this is a really good time, just as an aside. So here, it's going to help you tell you things that you need to do here. So it looks like you can share it on different social media as well. And there's a messaging thing that you can turn on. All of these things that you can do, as much as you can do them so that you can make sure your listing shows up well. Google likes to present really good listings and really good data, and that's how they keep people coming back to them. So the more good data you can give them, the happier they are to present your stuff, and the higher you'll show in the listings. So I'm going to take that review link that I got here, and I'm going to go over here to my InflatableOffice account. And if you go to, and I'll just show you how this works here. If you click up here and type in email, it's real easy to find Email Center, and that's where we're at right now. And our email center has all of the different emails that you can use. So there's automatic emails, there's newsletters, there's manual emails, a variety of different things that go to customers, workers, whomever. So I typed in this thank you, or thank here, because what I'm looking for is the automatic email that InflatableOffice sends out to the customer. It's a thank you email. And this is here in a demo account. You can see we have a number of active ones I'm not really sure why we have so many active ones in this demo account. You can see people have been playing in it a little bit. But anyway, most of your accounts will usually just have one in it. So you're going to take that one email that happens to be your active one, and when you look in here, you're going to see that we have something in here called a satisfaction URL. And you'll notice these are variables. These variables get replaced by whatever data should be there based on who you're sending to. And generally, these will send out based on the leads that you have in InflatableOffice. So we have a way to collect reviews for you, and those reviews then can easily be added to your website. So I don't recommend getting rid of this email. Instead, what I recommend doing is creating a new one. And so what I'm going to do here is, this is really good practice, is to make this inactive. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste in the Google email. And we would do something like, we would change a lot of this to say, like, review us on Google. So what we're doing is we're going to create a second email. So I'm not going to get rid of the one I'm editing. I'm actually going to do a save copy. So all of these changes will be a copy. Now, if you want to make this look fancier, you could take this, instead of pasting that link in there, you could just select these words and say, I want to make it a link, paste it up there, and it looks a little nicer, right? Obviously, these are just like boilerplate canned pictures and stuff, so changing this stuff to make it more unique to your company is not a bad way to go. It's pretty simple stuff to do. We'll cover that in other tips probably. But once you have it done, you can say, you're probably going to want to do something like in the name or the description so that this is a different one. So we're going to call that one Google, and then we're going to say save a copy. So now we've saved a copy. It's this one down here. We didn't change the original one, so that's still active. And you can see it's active right there. And the Google one is not active right now. So the reason why I always say don't make them active immediately is because you want to spend a little time checking them, making sure you understand how InflatableOffice is going to send these out. If I had both of these active, I think it would probably be sending 2 emails at a time, and so we don't really want that, right? So instead, what we're going to do, because you want to get some Google reviews, you want to get a lot of them. If you could get in the double digits, and part of it is looking around to see what other people are doing in your area. And you just want to have more good reviews than they have. You don't have to have 3,000, but if you have more than they have, it's going to look really good. Now, if you do have 3,000 and you have a high ranking, that's going to be great. That's going to really stand out, and it would be hard for anyone else to equal that. So what we would recommend doing is just turning off the InflatableOffice one that collects reviews, for a little bit while we're trying to get Google reviews, and we'll turn on the other one. It's that simple. And what will happen then is, now when you complete an event, it's going to send out that Google one instead of the InflatableOffice one, and you'll start collecting reviews on Google. And then what I would recommend doing is just kind of watching that, and at some point probably flipping it back to the InflatableOffice one, or to something else. Maybe you want reviews in another product that's out there. So that's a really good way to do that. Like maybe you want Yelp reviews or something, so you could create one for Yelp and spend some time getting Yelp reviews as well. So the other thing that I would think would be probably pretty good is if you wanted to go ahead and get reviews right now while nobody is really renting from you, because things are kind of slow, what you could do is you could go back, you could create a newsletter. So we could take this email and we could turn it into a newsletter. We would have to copy this content out. So the easiest way to get exactly what you want is to switch to code view. Click in here, say Control All, copy, and then I'm going to close that. So I've copied that information. And then I'm going to go ahead and kill my filter here. So we're back to seeing everything. I'm going to add a new, I'm going to make it a newsletter. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to click code view again. I'm going to select all and I'm going to paste it in. And you'll see that I have, if I go back from code view, I have exactly what we had before. So this would be a good way potentially to send to customers right now that you know might give you a good review, and you can restrict them. So you can come up with a list of customers that are good in a filter and choose to send to them. We can go over filters another time, I guess, but filters in InflatableOffice are the way to limit what you're finding. So we're querying the database and finding certain things and then working with those things. I think Joel went over that a little bit yesterday. So that's kind of how you do it. And I think like right now is a really good time to send a thing out to your customers and just say, hey, this is really hard on the event industry and we're trying to be the best that we can be for everybody. We're doing really well at cleaning our equipment and XYZ. And while you have some downtime due to the coronavirus, please feel free to give us a review on Google or wherever, just to help us out in the future. So there's your tip for today. I'm going to go ahead and finish up here and let you go. But like I said, post questions, get help from each other on this video, and we'll have more for you tomorrow. Okay, thanks everybody.